All right, let me play some tunes to bring us in.
Yeah. Yes, y'all. You're not tuned into the Melodrama
Hey, where did this
podcast.
beat come?
Well, as initially stated when I first played it, it's from T Streets.
Oh,
Yeah. So
nigga, I'm old, nigga. I'm
this is
finna be 44.
this episode 33, y'all. So like, we sponsored by Freshly Broken Unified Records, man. I go by the name of Speak Easy, joined by Dima on the 28s and 29s. We got Triple Dipple in the building and
I'm
JG
free-ish.
motherfucking Zus in the house.
What's
You know what
good,
I'm
Joe?
saying? I see
I'm
you
free-ish
you
I'm changing
free-ish.
that right now.
You free-ish.
since
I had to upgrade.
1865.
Word. Wolfing ass J Jesus.
Yeah, fam. This shit
So,
going out.
fellas, man. So like, I mean, there's still some heavy shit going on in the world, and we'll get to that. But I wanted to start off with something light. Um, so I always get grief for like you guys are always ripping my hydro flask.
Mm.
So like me being the asshole that I am, I just upgraded. And I don't know if you've like been on my Instagram page lately, but like I now have a new water. I have addition to my water bottle collection.
Dude got a pyro flask.
Here it is.
Oh,
He said you got a hot flask.
What the fuck is that?
damn.
It's a dumbbell and a water bottle at the same time. At the same damn time.
Fam.
I
Like,
think you got some trauma going on, man.
That's
'cause
listen,
not a hot
nigga,
invention, fam.
nigga, does this not look like? Do you see it glowing? This is like liquid vibranium, my nigga. Like, do you see this shit? Do you? Yo.
I
So
guess,
no.
Hey,
man.
So no. Actually,
They missed
Hey,
me
So,
with that one.
JG,
Huh.
I think this dude's suffering from some trauma, man. Because we ain't teasing about the hydro flask since like the winter. Like we in the whole middle of the summer.
Yeah.
listen.
That's
You know
right.
what? That's something between me and my therapist, my nigga.
Word. Word.
But
I got the
yeah,
water bill.
actually my second oldest daughter, who today's actually her birthday, she one day she came home, she's like, Dad, I got something for you. She's like, come, hurry up. And I looked, I was like, yo, this is perfect. This is perfect.
She bought you that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you should have led with that, man. You can't
Yeah.
rib on a gift from baby girl.
No,
If
now
you
I'm just
bought
gonna
that shit
say
yourself, you're
I'm just
supposed to
gonna
get roasted.
but you know what? You're just, now you're just, perpetuating, the trauma that I've been healing from.
Oh, I feel you. Well, that's what homies do, fam. You
So
know
what?
what I'm
What?
saying?
Straight
Oh,
up.
yeah, dude.
So what she asked for? She gave a gift.
What did she ask for? That's the
What she
scary thing. That's the scary
asked
thing.
for? She gave you a gift.
It was
Oh, it's
nothing.
coming.
You said it's coming.
It's coming.
Yo,
That's
because
right.
it's too perfect, right? It's the gift is too perfect. There's gotta be something.
You
Like,
know, Dad, we only get like socks and like ugly neckties for gifts.
Yep.
right,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even a Father's Day gift. It was just a random like Tuesday, Thursday type shit.
Oh,
You
you
know what I'm
probably
saying?
not getting nothing for Father's Day then.
Oh, you know
Right, she
what?
only has to wait a week. Gotta
Hey,
keep it in the closet.
when is Father's Day?
Father's Day
Next Sunday.
is 7 days from right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Hey,
that means
we taking
so
Father's Day off?
yo, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna take Father's Day off, or are we gonna assert ourselves as the men that we are and say when our beautiful women ask, what do we want
Hallmark
for Father's
holiday.
Day? You said this Hallmark holiday.
Yup.
Fuck Father's Day.
Oh,
Yo,
I'm
look. I don't celebrate a lot of holidays, but I
Mhm.
want that Hallmark one. If I gotta celebrate this other made up shit, like I
right.
mean, and now they have unofficial holidays. Um, do you guys know that on the 9th of this month was actually National 69 Day?
Whoa, like Takashi?
No, like the position.
Oh, the good kind. Yeah.
Yeah,
The good kind.
the good kind, the gift that keeps giving.
Bro.
I don't like 6.
Who? I didn't see. I didn't see
Nah,
any
no,
promotion.
Hold up.
I didn't get
Oh,
the memo.
listen, maybe that's the way my algorithm set up. Who knows?
Mm.
Yeah.
Hold up, Trip.
How did you? Who told you this?
Look it up.
Hmm.
Look it up online. National.
I'm not looking.
Google
at
that
yeah,
shit.
Google.
National
See
69
what
Day.
comes up.
It was a thing. It was definitely a thing. And
Don't do that shit at work though.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
can we speak to you in the HR office, please?
No,
Nah, they
actually,
just gonna walk them
Why
out.
didn't you tell
no,
us?
your laptop, your fob, you can leave that. You can leave that.
You won't be needing
You
it.
won't be needing that.
It was nice knowing you, guy.
Man.
It was really nice knowing you, guy.
Hey,
You were a great employee.
Bro, as you're walking around out, somebody looks at you and they just mouth, "Can I have your desk?"
Man. Straight up.
Somebody texting you, bro. You had a whole box of cheeses unopened. Can I get them?
I'm gonna keep them, fam.
Can I get them cheeses,
Pack
bro?
your shit up. That's how I wish I was in Aurora. The motherfucking lost prevention came up. The sub chick, we was standing there talking. Lost prevention dude came up and said, "Hey, can we talk to you over here?"
Ooh,
And she's like, "Yeah, what's going on?" And he was like, "Over here."
like
Over here was
like-
outside, my
like
nigga.
over here.
Over here is outside, my nigga. They
Mm.
parked outside. We was standing there waiting on her to come back and shit. And then motherfuckers was like, where the fuck she go?
They said we supposed to go on lunch. Oh, she ain't hungry.
Oh, come out there, man. I go to the door and shit. That motherfucker was driving out. Them
Oh,
motherfuckers,
she got an extended lunch. That's
yeah,
what she
they was
got.
like,
Uh,
you out of there. And then dude came in and started boxing her shit. They don't even let you get your shit, dude.
wow, that's
They box
that
your shit up.
that's that gross misconduct. That's like
Yeah.
shit. That's damn near like a perp walk.
I don't know what the hell that was. But I know motherfuckers was like, is we in trouble for talking to the bitch? Like, what? What the fuck? You know
Listen,
what I'm saying? That's
Let me delete my sent emails that I
I
sent.
don't
to-
even know her. I was talking to that guy over there. I was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
We
one of my
guilty by
performance
association.
goals. Be cordial with everyone. That's all.
yeah,
That's all.
man. Straight up, that shit was funny though.
Yeah, man.
But
So
it wasn't me. It's
Right.
always funny when it's not happening to you.
when it's not you, man,
Yeah.
always, dude.
Right.
Always, man. So I don't know. So I figured we would start with something light. I'm kind of a stand-up comedy fan. I don't understand the nuance like some people that are like savants at this shit. There are some like really cool stand-up specials that kind of like came on. The first one I kind of wanted to talk about was the one it's an HBO special called Mama I Made It. That's by Yvonne Orji. She plays Molly on Insecure. And she's hilarious as fuck. So check that out. Steve Trip is laughing at her name like an eighth grader. He was like,
Cause you was
he
just
said orgy.
talking about 69s, and then you talking about somebody named Orgy. Like,
Listen, all I'm saying is I might
Steve
know
wrote
what I'm
that shit.
Listen, I might know what I'm doing, I might not. Who
He wrote
knows?
that shit.
hey,
I
you
mean,
set it up. You set
Maybe
it
the
up.
Melodrama podcast is not happenstance. I don't know. But yeah, so
I mean, considering nobody else heard about National 69 Day, so
look, I'm just saying.
Y'all watch
Yeah.
Insecure, fam?
I do. I love that show.
Huh?
no,
I
don't.
love it, dude. It's great.
Okay.
It's great. I think it started off. I wanted to see what the hype was about because, and I think maybe we talked about this on one of our shows that are earlier. I wanted to see what the hype about because there were like literal wars. This is when I was still on Facebook. People were just talking about how like Lawrence ain't shit and whatever. And like the funny thing is, I don't know shit about shit. I thought they were talking about real people.
Right.
I thought they were talking about real people.
On Facebook, that's how they talk about real
Dude,
people.
yeah, I was like, damn. I was like, yo, whoever this Lawrence dude is, he's probably here in the city and he did somebody wrong. I think he did a few somebodies wrong because women are not too happy with him right now. But then I find out because I had to, catch up. I didn't watch this since it first came out, and I think it turns out to be a good show. And they do a good job how they, maybe not all of them, how they utilize their social media to actually keep the storyline going in between episodes. It's actually pretty brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
because people be mad, bro. People be mad when the show goes a certain way. Like, it's a good show. I don't know. I dig it. But her stand-up special is dope. Because she is from Nigeria, so it goes back and forth from her stand-up special to her visit back home to Nigeria. So that shit was really dope. So I highly recommend that. Another comedian, I don't know if you guys fuck with Joe Coy. He is
Yeah, Joe funny.
yeah. I watched his new special, and his new special is called In My Elements, and ironically he did the same thing. He is Filipino, and his show was actually in his, where his place of origin. So it was really cool because he's like he's wildly successful at this point, and he now is putting on for up and coming Filipino comics. And then he also brought out I don't know if you guys fuck with Ill Mind. He's got a gajillion platinum plaques for producing and shit. He's produced from the cool thing about Ill Mind. I remember seeing him 2010. He came to a music convention in Madison that I went to, and he was just humble, down to earth. And what he said was I do work with very famous people, but when it comes to up and coming independent artists, I'll actually work with your budget. And he gives so much game. If you're an up and coming producer and you're trying to figure out how to make it, all you got to do is follow Ill Mind. He drops all the gems, all the jewels about how to be a successful music producer. So he's also part of the documentary. So I thought that shit was pretty dope because I'm a fan of him.
Is he Filipino or something?
Yeah, Il Mind is Filipino.
Okay, I was wondering what the fuck he had to do with it and shit.
Yeah, everybody he brings on, and there's some dude who's like a b-boy also who's really, really famous from there. And actually, it's one of the places where they redid the whole court in tribute to Kobe. One of the most famous courts there is they redid that to Kobe. So good shit, man. I thought that was a really good one. And then of course was that might be all of the mellow, unless you guys got some mellow before we go to the last comedy special. What mellow you guys got for us?
I don't fuck with Insecure, dog. I don't know if you caught that vibe and shit, but I ain't really.
Oh, most definitely. That's why I talked about it a little bit more.
Okay.
So
I just wanted to know if real niggas watch
the writing.
that shit.
I was like, the writing is brilliant. You know what I was about to say? I was about to say they have a character on there that reminds me a lot of you.
That's funny. That's
but
funny.
they don't.
He the
they
most
don't.
ain't shit.
They don't.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah.
No, they don't.
So.
They don't.
But that's cool.
I would have been told you that shit.
I just let them cats cook, man. I see.
So we'll say a little bit more about it.
Yeah,
so you said you're not a fan, and why is that?
Yeah, I just turned it on. When it came on, I saw the hype, and I watched a couple episodes. And then I didn't want to watch no more. Shit. It just kind of worked out like that. It was like
it didn't grab you at all.
Yeah, it didn't
whatever.
grab me. I was just like, I don't really give a fuck if these motherfuckers just vanished and shit. I'm like, okay, what else is on? It wasn't for me, dog. But I'm more. It wasn't for me.
Like a Black Days of Our Lives or some shit.
Is that what it is? I didn't know.
Like.
I don't watch it.
So let me ask you guys this. Remember,
it was a little weird. I don't like weird.
Do you
people.
remember? You say you don't like weird people.
Like
Who's weird in the show?
It's weird. It was.
Wait.
No, it's so weird.
You know what, fam? It's like, okay, that shit ain't a problem. Your weirdness is what's making the shit a fucking problem. Stop being fucking weird, and you ain't got no problem. It was like, you know what I mean? I fixed it. You know what I'm saying? I fixed her insecurity and some shit in 2 episodes, fam. I was like,
he said season finale, J Jesus. That's the name of the season finale.
Stop being weird, motherfucker. And then tell dude, stop being weird, motherfucker. And then y'all just be cool and shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker. I was just like,
stop being weird.
Yeah.
Stop being weird.
And watch. Damn, it's everything better. The colors is brighter. What the fuck is wrong with you? I was just like, okay, but I let them cook because I mean, since it's popular, I like the. You know what, man? It was more like that shit to me. That show to me is like
you know what
Chance
it
the Rap-
is?
It's like Chance the Rapper's rap career. I like how Chance made his albums more than I like the fucking music. You dig what I'm saying?
I
The
understand
hustle that
No,
he
you know what the
that for
problem
sure.
is,
to
JG?
make the album.
I-
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? The way he did it was dope. Because old girl from Insecure, she started the show like that, kind of like
Mhm.
off the YouTube videos.
Mhm.
And she kind of blew up from there and got a show. That was dope.
So you
That she
like her
did it?
story.
Yeah.
You like her story more than you actually like her product.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Okay.
So I was just like, that's why I don't really speak on it. I just wondered if, maybe it was something else
Yeah.
I was missing, but I mean,
Yo, I love
napkin
stop
on her
being
eye.
weird. Stop being weird. I love
That's
that.
it.
Like
I was like, when she was walking around like with the napkin on her eye and shit, that was funny. But then like 5 minutes later, you still got the napkin on you. Okay, bitch, you just being weird now. What the fuck? Just
And
wipe
see, that's
became
what
a-
I
your eye and go.
it
that's what I
became a
was gonna say.
it became a
think-
security blanket.
No, I think the issue is like, and it's not the only show that does it, but like they draw out the problem
Yeah.
like for like 5 episodes, and like I don't want to watch every episode about you still trying to solve the same fucking problem. Like, fix the shit or move on. Like, get some shit popping off.
They're not
Uh,
very bright people, fam.
Either you gonna fuck with dude or you not. Either you gonna leave dude or you not. If you not, then find some new shit to fuck with dude about.
Man.
And you know what? Here's another reason why it may not be as intriguing to you guys.
What's
You
up?
guys are not like none of us are actually in the whole space of dating and trying to figure ourselves out.
This is true.
So
This is true.
there's something to be said for
Were
the
you ever?
where
I mean,
was I ever
let's
what?
Keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck.
Was I ever what?
Trying to find yourself, motherfuckers. You like, I don't know who I am. Like,
Um,
I've never like literally asked myself that question and shit.
I'm a different kind of animal.
Man,
So like,
I think you finna lie, Speak. I think you finna lie.
no. So here's here's the
but
thing.
no,
So
that
maybe
finding
I didn't try to
yourself
find myself, but I think I've always tried to connect myself to a purpose. Maybe not finding myself,
But
but
that's
yeah,
some
maybe. I don't know.
That's some adolescent 20-year-old shit. Like,
Some teen
Once you-
spirit.
man, if you ain't found yourself by that time, like, you just lost.
Nigga, just get a job, and you know what I'm saying.
Okay,
File
so-
yourself in, just
so,
get a job to start.
just
You
go
know,
for a
get
walk.
full-time. Yeah,
Go for a long ass Jill Scott walk.
man, just get you a job in
said
a fucking
that?
apartment, fam. I mean, you know what
He
I'm saying?
said,
If you-
"You
That's a
looking
good
for
start.
yourself?"
Good job in an
You say-
apartment. Good
Yeah.
start. That'll help
So
you get to on the right track.
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
so hold up. So this is why JG is not a movie or a television show producer. He
Right.
has an answer for. He's like, you trying to find yourself? There you are. You're sitting right there. You just got home from work because you got your lazy ass up and got a motherfucking job.
Oh,
Season finale.
This
That's-
is the obstacle. This is how you overcome it.
that's it.
No
I
advice.
really,
No. So hold up. So now not only is DMX biting JG, Jay-Z is biting JG. On 22 Twos, he said, no question, JG got too many answers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
I got
God.
too many answers. fam.
Oh my
I'm just
God. Yo.
I mean, like, I don't know, man. Maybe you know what? Maybe it's on. Maybe with TV shows, man, you get to the point where you kind of can see behind the mirrors and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
for sure.
you can see the string, like in the karate movies. You can see the wire.
Just say, oh, he ain't really
That
flying.
motherfucker
Come
ain't
on
flying.
now.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I get it. You don't want to solve that simple ass fucking problem that any adult should be able to solve right now because that's not good TV. It was just,
and you know what?
it kind
and
of
that's-
obvious, so that's why I left it alone.
Okay.
Maybe if they blow some shit up, and throw some car chases in there, it might work for me. But
Hey,
you know,
now that's a situation a motherfucker might struggle with.
Yo,
I mean, you
that
ain't
was,
never been within 8 feet of a car that blew up. What the fuck would you do?
right?
I can handle, but
I mean, look, we
I mean,
watch.
dog, I ain't wondered if a bitch liked me since I was like 11. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm grown. Hey, what's happening, man? Hey, you want to hang? Oh, I ain't your type. Oh, it's cool. Have a nice day.
oh,
And then I go about my fucking business, man. What the?
but this is why you are you.
Yeah.
What about your friend?
We're not all fortunate enough
Right.
to be that dope at 11, bro. We're not. I'm sorry.
I mean, no, I wasn't that at 11. That was me grown. At 11, you know, you had the right to know, do you like me? Yes or no. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
The little finger thing? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but why look like he throwing up gang signs?
Right. That's
The most
That's
innocent
what-
shit turns into fucking.
right. You got to do this 4 times and then fold the thing
said,
up and read.
I learned about relationships and origami.
That's it, fam. In 7th grade.
Hey, look,
Like, hey, dog, you know what?
from that girl,
A
you
motherfucker.
got that note from that girl, and it wasn't folded.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Probably wasn't gonna say yeah.
Yep.
Hold up, Trip. Do you know where they used to always write yes? It sounds like you got the formula and shit.
I just know.
See,
When,
look.
I just know when the shit folded like neat, and they like tucked it in so it stay closed on its own. She might really like you.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you get that regular basic ass 4 or 5 folds, and it look like some shit you just folded up and stuck in your pocket, you might want to pass on her.
He said if you get the gently used note,
Man. Trying to dog. That shit,
he
man.
said you get the gently used love letter.
Like
how you gonna plagiarize your love letter?
It's
She ain't
like
even-
pencil
It's
and
like
shit.
she didn't even care about presentation. She just
Right.
balled the shit up and
Yeah.
handed it to you.
You
Oh.
might get your answer like it ain't even folded.
The corners don't
Ripped
even
out the
match.
spiral notebook. It's like only 3/4 of the page and
Dude
shit.
said poster
Here, man.
board, a big ass no.
Oh,
She just balled it up and threw it at you.
trying to tell you, dude. That's how you learn. You're supposed to learn that shit when you young, man. Dog, shit. You know how these motherfuckers now, man. When the chick break up with them, and they want to fight and try to hurt motherfuckers and all that shit. They doing that shit
Mm-hmm.
because that motherfucker didn't get barred in front of the whole motherfucking lunchroom in 6th grade and shit. You know what I'm saying? When you go through that shit, it ain't nothing that could ever be worse than that. Fam.
So you know what though? So here's the crazy thing is this is where the truth in the comedy lies. So maybe you should produce TV shows because the reality is it's like in many cases and maybe I'll sound sexist and chauvinist, but let's do it. Next day is Father's Day, so next week's Father's Day. So I would say what my philosophy is women are in control.
Mm-hmm.
They know who they are willing to allow in their space most times before we do.
All the time.
So, which means if I'm really interested in her, I know I gotta come correct. Otherwise, I'm getting kicked to the curb. Like no questions about it. So maybe that there's some truth to that. They know who they're gonna allow in their space.
Bro,
I
tell you what.
There's some truth to that, but there's also a cheat code that you don't figure out until you older.
All right, talk that talk. Put it out there for the people.
So
we gonna sell this one. We gonna sell this one. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The one thing that a lot of dudes don't realize is that one chick that they always want, that be playing like hard to get, like she don't want to fuck with you, or she act like she don't want to fuck with you. You don't get her about her continuous unnecessary attention because she already turning your ass down. When your ass start fucking with somebody else or stop giving her all that attention, then she gonna be at you. Chicks don't like rejection. They're not used to it. So that's when security pops in. Insecurity kick in because if everybody's shooting at me, but this nigga ain't shooting at me, I need to figure out why this nigga ain't shooting at me.
I work with some of them. That persistence now get your ass fired though. Yeah. That persistence will get your ass fired.
You said that persistence?
Yeah, that persistence will get your ass.
That's why I said. That's why I said.
With red lights, flashing blue lights.
You gotta ignore their ass.
Yeah. That persistence that ain't the wave no more. Or you can try to straightforward. See, that was the thing. You know what? It's the problem. I guess, man, I could tell that it was a problem with directness. Motherfuckers ain't direct on the show.
Okay.
Caused all the problems that I saw in the few episodes I watched. So I was like, man, just tell the motherfucker what's going on. So what? If motherfucker say, you ain't my type, I don't want to fuck with you, whatever, you move on. You know what I mean? So it was that part of it that bothered me because it meant the insecurity. Well, I mean, and I guess that's the title of the show, how that wrapped into it.
Mm-hmm.
All this shit that's going on is just because you a weird motherfucker. You bringing this shit on yourself.
But, you know, the other thing to add to it, and I just want to ask, I don't know or feel this way personally, but I think we feel this way about this show because you can tell it's written from a woman's perspective and point of view. And it's like, these are insights that, like me, I'm just not privy to. You know, of course, when you have your significant other, she got, you know, you guys are locked in. You guys are who you are. So then she begins to put you up on game. Maybe I just wasn't as insightful, but it just seems like because it's written from a perspective of a woman, the women fan base is just like, they're loving it. So I don't know. It seems like that's another reason why I think I appreciate the show. It's just it's a different angle.
But wait, ain't like
I think it's because you weird.
But here's the other thing though. Like, ain't the dude?
That's 1,000% sure. I'm like, I'm weird, nigga. I may be on the next show, nigga.
I'm just saying, my dude.
But so ain't the main dude or the main male star on there like some dude that ain't got no to live with you on the other shit or something?
So here's the thing. That's how it was. Now, if you fast forward to today, he is wildly successful. He's wildly successful. It's like pretty much he was struggling and trying to find himself, and then they broke up right before his business started to boom. So, you know, so kind of the show angle right now is like, dang, I built this motherfucker up, and I don't even get to reap the benefits. The next girl does.
Bro.
What's up?
I just needed a yes or a no, man.
Damn.
Like,
she really do sound insecure, fam.
Like, you just gave us the whole storyline for a yes or no answer. Like,
because you have to have the context.
I'm good.
No, I don't.
I'm good on the weirdness. And
I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know if the nigga was a bum or not. Like,
that's cool. But I kind of saw that one coming.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, he's still a bum to some.
That's what I'm saying. Depends on who you ask.
He's still a bum to some. That's cool. I wish that sister great success and all that. And she doing fine without my black ass watching her show. But I was just like, okay, sis, I see what else you do.
Right.
You know, that one ain't for me. Everything you do ain't for me. Hell, my favorite rapper, man, he got 3 or 4 songs on the last album. That clearly were not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers do that shit. So I hope sis get her bread, man, but
yo, I forgot something I didn't put on the docket, but there are some there are some NBA players that are basically now talking about, yo, this isn't the time. Coming back right now is we don't need basketball. What we need is all these millionaires and whatever to use their leverage to contribute to this cause. And let's get back to basketball next season. One person that I saw specifically say it, I saw, and granted, he's no longer in the league, and he's definitely close related to this George Floyd situation. Steven Jackson has said that. And also George Hill, who, if it weren't for him, the Bucks wouldn't have had the season that they had in playoffs last year. He's even gone on record to say the same thing. And
because of that, I want that motherfucker traded.
I was gonna ask. So like, I don't even know what I think about it, but I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about that?
1971. That's the year your boy was born.
Okay.
That's the year JG was born.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last time the Bucks won a motherfucking championship. These motherfuckers is this close to a championship. Mm-hmm. It's a conspiracy, man. That's why the riots happen. Because they don't want the Bucks to be the NBA champs, man. That's why this shit happened.
Hold up.
That's why all this shit happened. I'm mad as fuck, dog.
Oh my God. I was not ready.
They stole the championship from us in 2001.
Yeah, man.
And this is the closest we've been in years. Bucks was finna win the title this year, man. And then they start all this bullshit just so the Bucks can't win. I'm mad as fuck. I need Kyrie to shut the fuck up. I need George Hill to shut the fuck up. Man, them niggas need to come back and hoop, dog, so we can get this damn ring. I don't care about no asterisk or nothing. That's me, the sports fan speaking.
Yeah. But I mean,
the realist, I feel what you're saying.
Well, but the thing is, I don't know. I don't think, like, as we're trying to be like open-minded while we're living in this crazy, crazy time, I don't think that it's right or wrong. Mm-hmm. I mean, and like that's just like me telling you, Dima and Trip. That's like me telling y'all what y'all should do and how y'all should run y'all household.
So, 2 comments.
Go ahead, dude.
One, who from the league is going to stand up and say what's happening now is more important than basketball and get behind that 100%?
So far, Giannis and Kyrie both have.
And what does that look like?
Giannis is more pissed that it's more of like, this is some important shit that we need to do. He been out here marching and giving out Gatorade to protesters and whatever. But he's also saying that even the format with the way they're trying to bring it back doesn't work for him either. I mean, it's just going to
honestly, I think it's favorable for the Lakers, if I'm being honest.
It is. But he's like Giannis is a new dad. But his girlfriend and the baby can't go. It's just going to be him away from them for however many months.
And I didn't know that until Tripp broke that shit. Yeah, I had no fucking clue. So I mean, a new dad, and it's just like, man, dude.
But are they going to do anything to prevent it from happening?
I don't know.
Are they going to have the cojones to put the, to fucking say, hey, fuck it?
I thought Kyrie said something like he's willing to give all he has to it. Like he's willing to give it all up.
But Kyrie is injured right now. He wasn't going to fucking play anyway.
See, so
don't really count.
So this takes me to my second point, which I had a conversation with somebody yesterday who brought this up, and I was like, man, I didn't even think about this shit. And this was in relation to the protesting and the movement and how all these people are for this cause and doing A, B, and C. And then they reflected and said, do you remember the Buddhist monks who set themselves on fire for their cause? Who in America is going to take the extreme to get to that point to show people that they are serious?
Wow.
It's all fucking talk. It's all fucking walk. And
you know what?
Protests, but nobody is going to take their fucking lives to prove some kind of point.
And I haven't seen what you're talking about since like how Jim Brown stood with Muhammad Ali and a young Kareem when all those athletes got together. And so that's a great point, bro.
If you're gonna make a point,
the reality is
go all the way. Fuck it.
So here's the thing: you could say, and it's depending on who you ask, that's kind of what Kaepernick did, but he
did do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, so he did, and it's like that still wasn't enough. So I think.
Wait. You're wrong.
Talk to me.
As of last week, now motherfuckers get it.
Oh yeah, I'm not buying that bullshit.
Now they get it. Now it's now they owe him an apology. Now he should get his job back. See this?
I see. For me, I'm kind of like that shit sounds good. And I've been reflecting on that time and the different perspectives that I had. And I remember saying, I'm definitely, I've grown a little bit since then, but I still feel some ways like, some people are not called to be leaders, right? And what Cap did is still, it will go down in history. And somebody pointed out, I think maybe it was Cornel West when he was on CNN. He was like, y'all got to remember, people didn't look favorably on King and all of them.
None of them.
In that moment.
Nope.
It's only, the luxury of time where that has changed.
Martyrdom.
So yeah, and that too, because they killed him. So it's like, okay, yeah, well, he was kind of all right.
If Martin King was alive, wouldn't have never got assassinated. Probably hate him by now.
Still.
We would hate him by now. Everything in the dark would have came to light.
Yeah, man.
So those extremes set history.
Yep.
And it's remembered and forever changed.
It is. So yeah.
And so like Floyd will forever change history.
Yep.
These protests probably won't change history. Other things need to happen, or people need to take extremes to continue to push and push and push. Like,
but you know what though? That's the
good point,
the cycle though, Dima. It's not necessarily like the monks setting themselves on fire. Fuck them niggas. I ain't never doing no shit like that. But what I will say is what always happens is a heinous event sparks it. The marches, the protests happen. Sometimes they become riots. There's some pandering from the opposition.
1,000%.
And then there's a calming. And then there's falling back into the routine. And that's the cycle. But the problem is after the pandering, right? Because that's always going to happen. But what's supposed to happen is the pandering comes out. The pandering is called out as pandering. And then the work starts.
It's a very good point.
There's policies in place that allowed what happened to George Floyd to happen.
Yep.
Fuck we gonna do about those? That's the work.
And they're working on it.
Right. The protesting, the marching, the rioting, that's venting.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you just walked in on your wife with another man.
So 10 years from now, will the work continue?
But now then there's the divorce, there's the healing. You get what I'm saying? That's the part that
10 years from now, will the work continue?
If it doesn't, it's going to be another George Floyd, and then this shit's going to happen again.
When we look at those images from those monks burning now, whatever, 80 years ago, 60, I can't remember when it was happening. Those images still bring back
that pain.
Well, but hold on though. But see now, Damon. Now here's where you got to be fair to my point. The reason those monks were burning still exists.
Yeah. See, that's
what I'm saying.
And that's the part where
you got to do that. That's the part you got. Remember when Trayvon Martin happened?
Yeah.
They didn't change that same law that allowed George Zimmerman to kill Trayvon Martin is still on the fucking Florida books unchanged.
Yeah.
The exact same law.
Yeah.
The only why it hasn't happened again?
Yeah.
Maybe
and they're trying
pieces of shit like George Zimmerman around. But
if
there were another one,
the
exact same shit, and the same thing will happen.
And that's the one thing I will say. Here's my answer to your question, Dima, about 10 years from now, will we see change or will the fight still be going on? I have a personal answer and then a more global answer. The personal answer is yes. I know I've kind of like continued to dedicate myself to this. So I know I'm going to, I'm okay with being out on an island and being that radical with those thoughts. But then secondary, not something that I'm doing. There are people starting to step up. Like I'm not going to pull it up right now, but Cuomo, he immediately released some stuff about changing how certain things are and like some real, it's just a proposal. It's just a statement. So it's not like we're going to, jump for joy and celebrate. And I believe Trayvon's mother is also running for office to push that. And then the irony behind the Breonna law being passed, yet nobody's been arrested for her murder.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe change is happening, and I believe that like the way, like how you describe that formula, I've been listening to old quotes. I posted something on my IG about Nina Simone, about artists and how they should be saying stuff, and we've been flooded with these different things. My one takeaway is, it is not for me to 100% completely understand or agree with the entire process, but it still seems necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's just because my worldview has not allowed me to see an alternative. It seems like in our history, this is what creates change from the fucking, and this is like, America loves to talk about how they fought for their freedom, and we learn about the Boston Tea Party and all this crazy shit, right? But it's like, at the end of the day, the pattern of that behavior about change in this country remains the same, as does the oppression.
Dude,
So
okay,
it's like,
the Boston Tea Party was a riot, and it was looting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, it was the same shit. I mean, they came over here. They were colonies, and then the colonies didn't want to follow the rules, or they felt like they weren't. They felt like they weren't being represented at the motherland or whatever, Britain, properly, and they were still being taxed. So that's why you got the no taxation without representation. So it's the same shit.
yes,
Because
sir.
we feel like we're not being represented, and we're still supposed to be paying taxes and we're supposed to be in this free land. So it's the same shit.
Yes,
they
sir.
just reverse. They just the oppressed became the oppressor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's typically what happens when they
somebody else.
And you,
but dude, but you know what though? We're gonna have to stop comparing what's going on now to that shit then. Cause ain't no fucking ocean separating us and our enemy. You should gonna sit next to that motherfucker.
But you know what?
That's why I was saying, how would war come about?
You finna go stand in line and punch in with that motherfucker tomorrow.
But the thing is, like,
yeah. So how does that look and feel?
Exactly, and that's why it's different. That's why it's different.
It's the same.
The concept, I get what you're saying.
It's the same concept.
Yeah.
But the warfare or the fight is different because, okay, Britain had an ocean separating them from the Americas and stuff like that. So yeah, that was that. But what they got here, talk about systemic racism and systemic oppression, is they don't have an ocean to create the divide, but they create the divide with resources, education, funding. The fact that I can have the same degree as a white person and work the same job and make less money.
Yeah, it's a psychological boundary now.
Okay, well, let me ask you this though. But this was my point though, to Dima's question. When you look at and you listen to what's being talked about in these protests, you don't hear none of that shit you just said. Everything you just said is the problem. That's the work that has to happen after the emotional venting of the protest. That's the part that never happens. You ain't heard nobody say shit about that.
Well, this is what I would say. I would counter that. There have been people saying that, but we need people with greater influence to say that.
It shouldn't matter the influence, but you know what? Speak like.
But this is how.
There was an argument yesterday.
This is how we work, though. It's not right. It's not right, but it is.
Yeah.
Can't look up to celebrities.
But here's the thing, though.
That's what I was saying. They ain't here.
They're rich.
But they ain't gonna be here.
But that's the thing, though. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. But what I'm saying is, what galvanizes people is influence. And when people think about how we talk about how we're always so mentally programmed and yada yada yada. We're older. We know who we are, like we were talking about earlier. But what I'm saying, this young, impressionable youth, the reality is they are still looking for that. They are still looking, and not everybody, but there's a large group of people, even people our age, they're waiting on a savior still, bro. And I don't like it, but it's true. That's the same reason why a PhD can say something.
That does not have to be a star. Martin Luther King was not famous. He became famous after he started his work. Malcolm X was not famous. He became famous after he started his work. Waiting on Jay-Z or whoever else to fix the issue is never going to happen because Jay-Z, he's not living in the hood no more.
The headline of somebody giving $1 million to a thing doesn't make me want to go and go against the system. What makes me want to go against the system is just the reality of the stuff, and then saying, "What can I do?"
Right. That's the key word in everything you just said, Dima, is I. Yeah. It's us, dude. It's us.
I agree, bro. But what I'm saying is, I totally agree with you. But
the influence helps. I think the influence helps.
So you gotta. I like the hybrid of both. The reality is, there are not people. Some people don't think how we think. Some people, that influence gives them more motivation. Yeah, to act. It just does. And I don't like it. I mean, think about it. There's a reason why a PhD can stand in front of somebody with expertise on something and give you facts and empirical evidence, and it falls on deaf ears. Yet a celebrity that only thing they know is their worldview can say the same shit, and it galvanizes people. It's about platform. It's about, and we need people on platforms that can get in those rooms to then begin to change, like you said, change policy, change laws. And it's like, I mean, think about it. How before all the pandemic and shit hit, we were talking about Kim Kardashian being a great attorney.
Who
was talking?
Who the fuck we is?
No, I'm saying there. We are like people in the country, not us here on the podcast.
I get that, but
he's not even an attorney.
But
that's my point.
Yeah, that's my point. Make it trip.
That's my point.
But here's what I'm saying, Speak. That right there, what you're talking about, that's not the solution. That's another facet of the problem. What you're talking about is how they got this shit to work in the fucking first place.
I agree.
That's why I'm saying, nah, it can't be that anymore. If that's still required, then like I said, you might as well get you another 2 or 3 I can't breathe shirts.
So
again.
Well, the thing is, it has already happened. So
it happened like the other day.
It happened like
but check me out. See, if you're in a factory and there's a problem in a factory, you got management up in the office, you got people on the factory floor. The people on the factory floor, they got their little celebrities, their little people with influence. They got one guy from the office that comes down on the floor, and he's supposed to represent the needs of the floor people to the office people.
Yes.
They get rid of that motherfucker.
Yep.
Now you got control of the floor people.
Yeah.
They not gonna get rid of the floor people.
Yeah.
That's what motherfuckers need to realize. You can't just say, I'm gonna send my steward up there. Yeah. You're gonna say, no, motherfucker, we all coming up there.
Yeah.
Or we all going home. Because I ain't seen a motherfucker in the office yet that can come down on the factory floor and run them goddamn machines so this company can keep generating this income. And it's not too long to replace every goddamn body here.
And see,
that's what I'm saying, man.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing.
I know. I'm just saying that's
man. So here's where I sit. You know, and we all do what we do, and I believe that we all do something and we do our part every day. I believe we are. There's no question about who we are and what we're doing. So I sit in this precarious position, and if I'm being honest, this is the first time I've shared it with anybody. I just been sitting back. I'm motivated. I'm sad. I'm angry. But then I ask myself. I keep coming back to the same question. And it goes back to what Dima said. My question is, are we gonna fall for the okie doke again? That is my question, because
if you're waiting on the savior,
because shit like everybody's like, what I'm seeing is, let's make a statement. Let's throw some money out there and they'll go away.
That's it.
I mean, and I can't, I'm not going to sit here and say what Nike stands for or whatever, but now they made Juneteenth a national holiday so people get off. So what I'm saying is, are we going to accept the crumbs, or are we going to really, like you said, we all going up there? And that's the part that remains to be seen. I don't want to be a skeptic, but it's just a question that I have.
Damn,
and only time will tell.
I've had conversations with actual racists. There was a dude in my Texas apprenticeship class, man, that actually was removed from the union when they found out that motherfucker was actually in the Klan. And he wasn't the only one. I'm having conversations with these motherfuckers. You know what I've never heard a racist say?
Talk to me.
I hate that famous nigger. I hate that rich nigger. I hate that politically empowered nigger. Ain't no fucking distinction, man.
Just I hate niggers.
That's it. It ain't no distinction.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be no distinction for us either. You dig what I'm saying? As far as fixing this problem, it shouldn't be. Man.
So okay. So let me bring it back to the whole NBA thing. So if there should be no distinction, then should we be playing? Because, I mean, let's be real. We know what the NBA is going to do to help boost the economy.
Right.
You know, we know that it's a financial move.
Right.
So do we not need to be playing?
Are you a black man or woman?
Wait. How
are you a black man or woman? That's the question.
Wait, I'm still confused, though. How is this method of the way that the NBA is coming back going to really boost the economy? We can't go to the games.
No,
ain't nobody finna work. Ain't nobody finna work dance. Ain't no Uber drivers from the
Yeah, but it's easy shit they can do. They can come out with some special jerseys, some special merch, all that shit. And there's always revenue. There's always revenue for viewership, all that shit, bro. Like you can generate revenue.
It's gonna help the corporations.
Yeah, it's gonna help them.
That's not economy.
Not the people. Yeah.
That's not economy. That's generating revenue.
The stocks
yeah, but you know what though, Trip? You know what though, Trip?
That's them minimizing their loss from not finishing the season.
If you look at it strictly economically, anytime a dollar is spent, the person who receives that dollar is going to put it into the economy somehow. So that's how they look at it.
They're not.
But
they're
then,
not.
But that's how they get us, though.
Well, think about
it. They get us to feel that they are.
Wait, even if dude go buy a fucking yacht, motherfuckers work at factories building yachts. That's how they look at it, fam.
The trickle down, right?
That's how they look at it.
I'm not saying it's right, but
it's not right, but that's how they look at it.
You not finna hit me with the Lakers Showtime no look give and go pass, because that shit that's happening. Because these people are trying to minimize loss. They're already rich.
That's it.
Oh, for sure.
They're already rich.
Well, they're trying to get they're trying to give the fans. They're trying to give us a result to the end of the season. But no, it's not going to help anything.
No, they're not. They're trying to put some more money in their savings account, or some money to put in all their stocks and bonds, or the fact that they got to still pay you and they not getting no revenue off of it. That's what they're trying to. That's what they're trying to fix.
For sure.
This is not about making sure that
these corporations, these team owners and shit, team owners and you know, people invested it, like whomever is making the NBA uniforms this year. So I get what you're saying. So I will piggyback off what you're saying, Trip. So what you're saying is, if I'm this billionaire guy, I'm just trying to cut my losses so I'm not that much. So my trajectory, my trajections for what I was gonna make isn't that off. But I can sell it to everybody else. Like, I'm helping boost the economy.
Look good and cut losses. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So think about, like, I don't know the ins and outs of everybody's contract. I'm sure that there are some people that got guaranteed money. that are going to or have to get what they got. Then there's some people who got some upfront money, so that money's already gone. So yeah, a lot of these cats, they're already in the hole, and they were looking at money that they were going to make back from filling seats at the stadium, renting out the concession stands to businesses.
Yes, dude.
The little Mexican dude, they be running around the stands with the flashing lights that's only gonna last for like 2 days, but charge you $40 for them.
You said that. That was a trick.
Well, the players were playing those people.
The
players were paying them.
The $5 hot dogs and the $4 Twixes and like you know they're not getting that shit. So they're trying to, you know, they still, if they own the stadium or they own a percentage of the stadium, you still got to pay taxes on that shit.
No matter what.
You can't rent it out.
No matter what.
You can't rent it out because ain't nobody doing nothing large.
The concert. So Trip, to what you're saying, this is what you're presenting is like what I love to call like a global view, right? Because you're seeing shit. You ain't seeing shit from this level. You're seeing shit from here. And what it makes me think of is these corporations are ran just like America's ran, because guess who suffers when this shit doesn't, when we're not playing? You know who suffers? That journeyman who just got a 10-day contract. He's one of the only motherfuckers like, fuck yeah, I need this to be back.
Right.
Because I need to eat, because I had just made this team. I literally just signed a 10-day. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe those folks got cut. We don't even know.
They probably did.
And it's just like the American
economy. Yeah, they got
it ain't everybody playing.
Right.
It ain't everybody playing. It was just
those X amount of teams. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Right. And then it's like, so now think about poor disenfranchised folks, right? It's like, so then what's happening is, and you know, we joked about it because we like to joke, but when that stimulus came, those same population and like, you know, and for example, 53206, that 1200 means something different than it might mean to somebody that we work with. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same concept, and I just feel like the way that America's ran, the hustle, and the way that the businesses are ran, and how we talked about before, for the way our economy is set up, poverty is okay. So let's just keep this money. Like, fuck it. And let's pacify people.
Look at what, you ain't even got to look at just Wisconsin, but look at Wisconsin and a couple other states. Like, fucking states opened up early because they claimed that they was losing so much in the fucking economy. So, fuck the fact that you probably still gonna catch this shit and risk your life. We need to open up because we need to open the bars and we need to open this and we need to open that so we can make money.
Yeah, man. So like, I definitely agree, man. And like, you know, so what I'll say is I don't want to make light of, well, not make light of, we're not ignoring what happened in Atlanta. We, you know, we're not ignoring what happened in California. But I know that you can read and you can find out what happened in those. But like, you know,
all I'm gonna say about both of those is, if America hasn't learned, and they haven't, but if they haven't learned from George Floyd and the Breonna Taylor incident, and if something does not happen in both of those cases where that took place, then it's gonna probably be another riot. Probably.
Well, I mean, I know folks in Atlanta are already galvanizing. They're already pulling together. I know the officer has been fired.
From the guy that got killed at the Wendy's, yeah.
Yeah, that officer.
Because what's gonna happen, and this goes back to what Dima said. Like, so you know, he was saying about the monks and stuff like that. So this stuff is going to, it's not going to stop immediately. It's going to again. It's going to happen again. But what's going to happen is these protests are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because the frustration is going to continue to grow. And it's like a volcano. And you got the volcano pressure builds up underground and it has to be released. And it's like I put that quote up a few weeks ago when the riots were going on, and it was Martin Luther King that said that. He said we have to understand that the riot is the voice of the
unheard or something
of the unheard.
That's exactly what it is.
It's the voice of the language of the unheard.
Yes.
They're not being heard.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm talking this and I'm being peaceful, like you asked me to do, and we're marching, and we're standing and we're holding signs, and nothing's changing, you know, then you get that temper tantrum, and what's going to end up, and you know, you keep seeing kids saying with the signs like "We not our ancestors, we'll fuck you up." Like that shit is not that far from the truth, and you're gonna end up with a street full of young ass Nat Turners.
Which honestly, and like, you know, to JG's point, we don't need somebody famous. I'm here for it, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna front. And you know, us, you know, residing in Wisconsin. I mean, Wisconsin has a long. I mean, Milwaukee is still one of the most segregated cities in the country.
Facts.
I mean, so much so that, you know, we always talk about in the South Confederate flags and all this shit, right? But so much so, motherfucker, Anytime Fitness in Wauwatosa created a workout. The I Can't Breathe workout. And it's like,
and not only that, but on the sign they had a motherfucker taking a knee.
Yes. So for me, it's just kind of like, bro, like, this is in our neck of the woods. So like, and on the reality is that trainer was not initially fired.
Nope.
At first, they thought that one little statement was going to suffice. And only until like they saw, oh shit, they're not going away.
Exploded.
They're not going to go away.
It's not going to happen.
We need to fire this person. So the reality is, I feel like
but
we're
hold on.
Yeah.
We gonna have to understand something on our end too.
Yes. Talk to me.
That ain't a fucking enough.
That's where,
fuck if that motherfucker ain't got no damn job.
That's where I was going. So what's happened is
fired him and gave him unemployment.
Right. So check it out. This mental slavery that I keep talking about, right? This is how we need to break out of psychological bondage as Black people, because they the powers that be, these oppressors that, come on, we know that there's a game of yo-yo going on right now. You know, what's happening is they're like, okay, in the past, we used to be able to have parties while we lynch niggers. Yeah. It was a gathering. And then, okay, fine. We won't lynch them in public anymore. Fine, whatever. There's this MLK guy, whatever. Right. So then, right? And then things continue to go, you know, and then, you know, years later, like we were talking, now he becomes a martyr. Oh yeah, King, he was a good one. So now some oppressors still believe that firing is enough.
Yeah.
Some oppressors still believe, and what's happened is, I think it's the perfect combination of older folks like us and younger folks that like you said, Trip, a bunch of young Nat Turners that are like, yo, we will flip this whole motherfucker upside down. And that's what's happening right now. And, you know, I saw T.I. posted something on social media, and I thought it was profound. He said something about, now is the time to do all that shit you said you was going to do if you were here during the civil rights movement. And that shit resonated with me. And I'm like, it's very important. And like, I commend everybody who's stepping up and making statements. Like, but one thing I will tell you, there's a group, man. There's a lot of people that think how you think, JG. And that's the encouraging part through this. A lot of people are not sitting around waiting to be led. So that's why I'm not focusing too much on people that are waiting to be led, because you know what? Everybody has a role to play, bro. Everybody can't be the spokesperson. Everybody, I mean, I didn't know a lot of stuff about the civil rights movement until I got older, because I was so drawn to the story of MLK and all of that. But it's like, a lot of people don't talk about how Harry Belafonte helped keep him afloat financially. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has so everybody has a role to play in this piece. So it's kind of like, let's find where we can do the most good, and let's do that shit and not let up.
Man, and not just that, to all them young Nat Turners, when you're no longer required to be Nat Turners, that don't mean sit on your fucking ass and wait till the next time we need a damn Nat Turner. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's shit that they got to do too. And that ain't all you good for.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
now,
absolutely. We got the attention. We got the attention to the problem. Motherfuckers is at the table. We finna hash this shit out. We get all that shit hashed out, and then you got to do your job in the new way.
And some of these folks are both radical in a way of don't fuck with me today, but also have that that level of intelligence and sophistication that will also tell you some shit that's like, okay. So
you know how the shit goes, Speak. A motherfucker gonna tell you, they gonna give you everything you ask for. And if you can't hold up your end of the bargain, you'll never be bargained with again.
That's facts.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's facts.
We gonna resolve this shit. Say this shit works. The protest got all the attention, and we at the table. This is our list of demands. We need this going. We need that put there. We need that left on. We need to get this shit out the way so we can make our way. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then we sit on our ass. We don't do nothing.
So
you get what I'm saying?
So here's
now, next time something happens and you raise up, it's like that motherfucker that played a race card for every fucking thing, and shit ain't got nothing to do with race. The boy that cried wolf. The next time you say something that's racist, ain't nobody gonna fucking listen to you.
So here's what I would add to that.
But we gotta that's a fix.
Yeah.
If y'all just wanna, be catered to and pandered to for a little while till you feel better, and then go back to what the hell you was doing. Well,
yeah. See, and
that's
so
not a fix.
So, and this is what I'll add to that. So, and it's true, and I'm no authority on what conversation should and should not be having. We should be having right now. But one of the things that I will say personally is that systemic racism and systemic oppression is a very important part to what this country needs as far as the overhaul. But then there is other work to do. And I believe that there is also a group of a lot. I wouldn't even say group of. I think there are a lot more people that are thinking globally, like Tripp was talking about. That systemic oppression is one, but then let's do some other. Like it's not just that. That's a very key component, but then part of our journey is healing as a people. Like I know we talked one time about I always bring up the fact that because it frightens me, the fact that indigenous people are now like less than 1% of America's population, and that frightens me. But then what I also see, what we don't talk about is, like we experience a lot of similar shit, right? So I find that commonality, and here's another commonality that shows that something can happen. If the United States of America wants to pay reparations, they can.
Yeah, they're good.
But that's why when I said what I said earlier about, are we gonna fall for the okie doke? They already know that we will have to pay reparations. But can we just kick this can down the road for a little bit longer? Because I'm 70, I'm 78, I'm in the top 1%, and by the time I'm gone fine. But I have lived the life that I want to live,
Mm-hmm.
and at the expense of X, Y, and Z. And that's I don't know, man. That's just what I would say, bro. Like we have to do it all, and we have to push for it all. I believe it's reparations is the key component, and then I think it leads to a lot of different things. And I think how we talk about the trickle down, we can do the trickle up, where it's like
I think the trickle
we start
up is more effective. Yeah.
Yes, let's heal. And this is why I do my best to listen to people that are saying defund the police.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever somebody says that, because nobody thinks the same thing when they say that. There's a lot of different philosophies that I've seen since I've been researching this.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not even a uniform belief on what that looks like.
That's my point.
But I'm at least at this point, I'm going to listen so I can hear what are some things, not that they've never been talked about,
right?
But it's being pushed so hardcore. But I'm down for whatever is going to build healing communities, and they got to be. I can't remember if it was JG, Trip, or Dima, which one of you guys said it, but it's also got to be self-healing community. Don't bring in some out of touch motherfucker to tell me about myself.
Yep.
Don't do that.
It's got to be. I mean, you look at it like this, man. If one of our complaints is ain't no jobs in the community, and they put jobs in the community, we got to go fucking work them jobs. You understand what I'm saying? If they put the jobs in the community and the community don't go work them jobs, then you can't bitch about no jobs being in the community anymore. If they're talking about defunding the police and using that excess money to pay for mental health improvements and mental health programs in the hood, and you don't fucking go. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I meant when I said the new Nat Turners, they can't just be that.
Yes,
now we don't need the soldier. The war is over. Now you come back into your civilian mode and you get out here and we're going to improve life for ourselves. You got to do. That's why I said that's when the work starts.
All encompassing. I agree. Yeah.
We got to do it.
And
all they can do is clear the road, man. We still got to walk that motherfucker up.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's the part. That's what I was saying, man. We rioting right now. We protesting right now to make them motherfuckers get all this bullshit out the way.
Yeah.
Demo, all that bullshit is out the way. Now we got to walk that road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at least we know we can walk that road without being hindered in any way by the bullshit that was there before.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I agree.
We got to walk, man.
We got to.
So people are saying defund the police. I don't disagree with it. Tell me how, and tell me tell me what the steps and what you're looking at. There's two. One thing I saw and one thing I heard that kind of made me think. One thing I saw on Facebook, and I'm assuming this is real. Somebody called 911, and there was an answering machine that said, "Please leave a message. We will review your message when we can get to it." Because
no, that's not real, but.
And then that's interesting, right? That makes you think. What, you know, and then
dude said, I called 911 and then somebody said, new phone, who this?
Yeah. and then two, some higher up sergeant or something in a police force in America was talking about, I'm not against defunding the police or limiting the funding that goes into the police, but please make sure that the police are doing the police's job. We're not coming out to domestic violence.
Yeah.
We're coming out to get your cat out of a tree. We're not coming out to help grandma cross the street. We're not doing A, B, and C. We're not going to your school to protect kids. Like, we have a job to do.
That's
and
it.
It's going to be a lot cheaper, and we can do the police work.
That's the only way it's going to work.
I was like,
One of the couple of the cops that I was talking to, I actually agreed with them about not responding to certain calls anymore because they don't need it. And the one cop brought up garage break-ins. You ain't never gonna catch the motherfucker, right? And I had told him, I said, you know what, too, man? When my garage got broken into, because I lost a lot of tools when that shit happened. One, you ain't gonna get the motherfucker. Two, y'all sent like 6-7 different motherfuckers out there, right? CSI came out there and proceeded to tell me how that show was all bullshit and they can't get fingerprints off none of that shit they do on the damn show. because I thought they was gonna catch the motherfucker. It was a whole handprint on the side.
Hold up. You was like, look, LL Cool J told me.
I said, fam, I seen on the show a motherfucker got fingerprint off carpet, man. It's a whole hand right there on my fender. It was like, man, that show all bullshit, sir. That's exactly what the cop said. And then the motherfucker come up with the camera speak, and he take a picture of the handprint, and he's like, man, too bad we can't get a print off of that. I was just like, man, y'all can just go.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that whole
it's a great point.
That call might have cost $3,000-$4,000.
Yeah.
For them all to come out there, probably more than that.
And you know
they
what?
They didn't have to come because his point was, dude, we're not gonna catch the dude. You just gonna file your insurance claim. Why the fuck am I out there? Why were all those cops sent out there? And that stuff would have to be handled. Domestic violence, I don't know if they'd get away with.
No, you still have to. I would say
show up for that.
They would still respond to those because it's a matter of like physical safety.
Right.
But so here's the thing, and here's something like that I've seen from. I wouldn't even say not people that appear to be racist, but just people that are that they bleed blue.
Mm-hmm.
Some shit like don't talk. So basically, we gonna say we're gonna say defund the police, but so don't call us. Don't call us when something happened. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So you know, I don't know, man. So
we're gonna have to part 2 this shit, dog, because I think
so we
got a lot more to speak of.
So this. I think so, bro. So I think what we should do is let's put a pin in this. I love the different thoughts and perspectives. So like I want us to be able to do this. Let's put it out there, and folks can definitely hit us up and let us know, what are your thoughts, and honestly, if you're even willing to come on a show,
let's do part 2
and share your point. Let's do that in part 2. And what I'll do, since we're gonna put a pin here, we're not even gonna do the closing marks. We're just gonna do the closing statement, and we'll get back next week, y'all. So per usual,
finish this.
We couldn't care less, but we fucking love y'all. It's been episode 33, Melodrama Podcast, y'all. Peace.
Yeah.